So good morning students. So now we'll be starting with next chapter, that is your module 4's last chapter, that is your association rule mining. Okay. So association rule mining is popular unsupervised learning technique used in business to help identify the shopping patterns. Okay. So that means people go for shopping. Okay. So we can analyze the patterns, what kind of items they're going to purchase. If they are going to purchase one particular item, so what likely other items they're going to purchase. Okay, so we are identifying the patterns using the association rule mining. Okay, so for that purpose it is also known as a market basket analysis. So market basket analysis, that means if one person is purchasing one item, so what other items are likely to go into his basket. Okay, so we are calling that as a market basket analysis. Okay, so it helps find interesting relationship, okay, so between the variables. Okay, so thus it can help cross self related items and increase the size of sales. So that means you can cross verify if this item is there, what other items can be purchased by the customer, so that what we can do, we can put the same related items, okay, nearby to that particular shelf, so that you are trying to increase the sales there. Okay, so all data techniques, okay, data use here is categorical. There is no numerical data will be not used in this case. So we will be using only the categorical data here. Okay, you have seen in irrigation that the drawback was that it uses only the numerical data, it cannot use the categorical data. Okay, here we are using the only the categorical data. Okay, and there is no dependent variable like the previous technique what we have seen in the clustering analysis. Here also we don't have any dependent variable. So dependent variable is nothing but your target variable. So like you are doing for classification task and regression task and all, so you have a classification where target value always there. So here there is no such kind of your dependent variable or your target variable. So this is used in machine learning algorithms. Okay, so example like a customer would bought a flight ticket, okay, and he has reserved a particular hotel. Yes, if you purchase a flight ticket and to a particular place, okay, so and he has purchased a hotel, I mean he has also booked a hotel. Okay, so when he has purchased a ticket, when he has booked a room in a hotel, so it is likely that he may also book for a car. Okay, so car rental car plan. Okay, so 60% of time the people, whenever they purchase a flight ticket and whenever they book a hotel, so they also take a buy a rental car plan. Okay, so they purchase a, I mean they hire a car for rent for certain days. So 60% of the people do this one, whoever has purchased a flight ticket and also booked a hotel. So this kind of patterns are recognized in the association mining. Okay, so like you have Netflix data, this thing. So in Netflix, so data mining in entertainment. Okay, so Netflix, you are having lots of data coming in. You have millions of customer rating about the thousands of movies. Okay, so people start after watching the movies, they may rate the movies. Okay, so they may rate the movies, okay, according, okay, how they enjoyed. Okay, so what was lagging behind, they may have a rating from 1 to 5. Okay, so now according to their taste, so whenever you're giving a rating from 1 to 5, so each rating will have some kind of your criteria on which you're giving. Okay, so whether the movie okay, is implied to the current situation. Okay, so whether what kind of I mean concept or theme was used in the movie. So based on that you may be putting a rating for 1 to 5, and people, lots of people, millions of people are doing the ratings on the movies. Okay, so now this information is very useful, okay, to make the suggestions for the users. So most of these algorithms whatever we use, okay, so use the premise that similar viewing patterns represent similar user taste. Okay, whenever new movies come, okay, so based on the rating, so they had given previously, okay, according to their choice, according to their taste. Okay, whenever new movie has come, so you can take those ratings, okay, from the data mine this thing which was already stored, and you can tell the users who has rated them. Okay, so that movie may be interested for them to watch. Okay, so that you can, whenever new movies are launched in, okay, is coming onto your Netflix. Okay, so you are giving them a suggestion that, so there's a movie which you may be interested in. Okay, so the user may be actually interested in. Okay, but he may be shocked that how is that system telling it that he is interested in this kind of movie. So this is the system will do based on the previous data survey, okay, ratings what he had given. So that taste of that user is captured, okay. So that is done, okay, by analyzing the patterns of the usage of the users, okay. So this suite of algorithm, so we are called as a sin match algorithm, okay. So some collection of algorithm we call as a sin match algorithm. So this instructs Netflix servers to process information from its database and determine which movie is a customer is likely to enjoy, and accordingly the message is sent to that particular user. So this is, kind of patterns will be recognized and will be helping the people, okay. So in business applications, okay, so we are using the association rule mining, okay. So in business environment we take a pattern or knowledge can be used for many purposes, okay. So you use in sales and marketing, we use in cross marketing, cross selling, catalog design, e-commerce, site design, online advertising optimization, product pricing, sales or promotion, okay. All these places we are using the association rule mining by recognizing the useful patterns and taking out a decision. So this analysis can suggest not to put one item on sale at a time, okay, and instead to create a bundle of products, okay. So normally we we are aware of, okay, what kind of your choices, what kind of your you are always getting some discounts, okay. So when you purchase this product you are additionally giving other product, okay. So again next time again people will start purchasing the other product after they like it, okay. So that you are trying to bundle the products, okay, so which will always promote you, okay. So this time you may have a certain loss, next time you will actually have a double profit, okay. So in retail environments it can be used for store design, okay. So in stores and all, okay, if one item people is purchasing, another item whatever he wants next likely to purchase, you can keep it very closer, so it will help you to design a store, okay. You have a huge malls, okay. So for a malls, okay, so it is very keenly you are very concerned that what items has to go into which kind of department, how to keep the items, how people are purchasing. If you know the shopping patterns of the user, so then easily you can put those into the respective your shelves, okay. So strongly associated items can be kept closer, okay, tougher to for customer convenience, okay. Or you can also have the adverse effect, or they can be placed far from each other so that the customer has to walk this is less, and by doing so it is potentially exposed to the other items, okay. So like normally whenever you fix that this item is purchased, okay, then customer is likely to purchase the other item, okay. See, like this depends on the culture of the people. Like in you can see the outside people are who are always dependent on bread and butter, okay. So their main source, okay, like they don't have a Indian kind of your dish making, okay, food habits and all. So if he is purchasing bread, always butter is always purchased. So you can keep bread in one shelf, butter in some other shelf, okay. So compulsorily they, you know that they are going to purchase. So to get the butter, he is walking along from this distance, and by when he is walking on, you are keeping some other items, attractive items, where the people again can purchase that. So this is also another kind of your strategy what is used to do the marketing, okay. In medicine this technique can be used for relationship between the symptoms and the illness, okay. So diagnosis and patient characteristics of your treatments, okay. So what kind of patterns are seen, okay, what kind of this prescriptions are given to the patients, okay. So what kind of genes are there, so seeing these patterns you may, the doctor will suitably take the give the respective prescriptions for it, okay. So now in the association rule mining there are two important kind of concept. So generic association rule is represented between a set of x and y, okay. For this always, okay, we have a set of x variables and set of y variables, okay. So we always calculate the percentage of support and confidence, okay. So x y okay, the products are or may also be a services, okay, or x and y both may be a products or it may be a services also, okay. Always we have x can be used on the left hand side and y can also be used on y is used on the right hand side, okay. So we always will define a rule depending on the support and the confidence, okay. How much percentage of support you can have, how much percentage of your confidence you're going to have, okay. So support, okay, it speaks the frequency, how often x and y go together in the data set. Okay, so it speaks of a frequency of the occurrence. Okay, now confidence, how often y is found given x. Okay, so that means you are trying to indirectly create a rule. Okay, how often y is found given x. Okay, so when x is given, how many times y will be found, okay, when x is given. Okay, so that is a confidence. Okay, so that is a thing. So we need, like, hotel booking is done, flight booking is done, so rental car is taken 60% of time. Okay, so this you can take it as a support is 30% and your confidence is 60%. Okay, so p of x is mathematical representation so of the probability of chance of x occurring in the data set. Okay, so probability, okay, you have you know this better in the mathematics, what is your probability and in the statistic. So you can take this one, p of x. So suppose that there are 1000 transactions in a data set, so there are 300 occurrence of x and 150 occurrence of x and y in the data set. So 300 occurrence of only x, okay, and 150 occurrence of x and y in the data set. Okay, so support of x will be calculated by, okay, so how often, we know that support of x is how often x and y go together. Okay, now x 150 occurrence of x, y and y in data set is, okay, 1000 transactions are there. Out of that, 150 occurrence of x and y in the data set is there. Okay, so that means x and y means, so how often x and y are going together, so 150 times. Okay, so support us, okay, so p of x of what is the probability of that. Okay, so when we say 150 occurrence of x and y in the data set is there, so what is the probability normally your x and y will go together. Okay, so what is the frequency with where the x and y will go together. So p of x union y will be equal to 150 divided by 1000. So this is 15% of times we get. Okay, then confidence of y. So confidence of y, how likely that, like, when x is given, how many times y will come. Okay, so that is p of x bar x, which is equal to, so you are taking p of x union y divided by p of x, so which is equal to 150 divided by 300, so which you are getting it as 50%. So now here you can take support as 15%, confidence as 50%. Okay, so association rule algorithms for association rule mining. So the goal is to find the rules and that satisfy the user specified minimum support and minimum confidence. Okay, so we have to have minimum support and minimum confidence. So the set of rules. Okay, so all this are all same irrespective of the algorithm used. Okay, given a transaction data, see whatever algorithms you are using it, normally the set of rules whatever we try to extract will be almost same. So given a set of transaction T, a minimum support and minimum confidence, the set of association rule existing in T is uniquely determined. Okay, so you have a set of transaction. Okay, so minimum support and minimum confidence. So given a transaction data set, so you are given a transaction data set T, you are given a minimum support value and you are given a minimum confidence value. So when you are given minimum support value and given minimum confidence value, okay, so depending according to the given transaction set, according to the given minimum support and according to the minimum confidence, the set of association rules existing T is uniquely always determined. So you will always get a unique set of rules. So fortunately, there is large number of algorithms that are available for generating the association rules. The most popular algorithms are a priori algorithm, eclat, FP growth, along with various derivatives and hybrids of the three algorithms. You can have a variation extensions of these algorithms. So all the algorithms help identify the frequent item sets, okay, so which are then converted to association rules. So we want to find which are items which are frequently purchased. Okay, so we'll see the a priori algorithm. So a priori algorithm is the most popular algorithm used for association rule mining. The objective is to find subjects that are common to a least minimum number of your items. You are finding a subsets so that are common to least minimum number of item set. Okay, so frequent item set is an item set whose support is greater than or equal to the minimum support threshold. Okay, so always we see that the items which are always purchased together. Okay, so they are frequently purchased together. Okay, support is always greater than or equal to the minimum support threshold. Okay, the a priori property is downward closure property. Okay, which means that any subset of frequent item set are also frequent item set. If you are having a set A, B, C, D, okay, then any subset A, B, C or B, D are also frequent item set. Okay, so if A, B, C, D are frequently purchased, so A, B, C also will be a subset which is also frequently purchased, or B, D is also subset which is also frequently purchased. So this is a closure property what we have. So this is using always the bottom up approach. Okay, so and the size of frequent subset is gradually increased from 1 item set to 2 item set, then 3 item set, and so on. Okay, we start with 1, 2, and 3 and so on. So group of candidates at each level are tested against the data for minimum support. Okay. Now association rule you can check out. So here are dozen sales transactions. There are 6 products being sold. You have milk, bread, butter, eggs, cookies and ketchup. So transaction 1 sold milk, eggs, bread and butter. Okay. So transaction 2 milk, butter, egg and ketchup and so on. So the objective is to use this transaction data to find the affinities between product. Okay. So which products sell together often? Affinity means the closeness. Okay, so when this is purchased, this is also purchased. Okay, so how close the items are there? So that is the affinity defines the closeness between the items. Okay, so you need to find how likely the products are purchased. Okay, the support level will be 33% and the confidence level will be 50%. Okay, so support is saying how often the items go together. Okay, so confidence is saying when one particular item is given, so how often you can find the y. Okay, so that means we have decided to consider the rules from only those items that occur 33% of the time in the total set of your transactions. So we are fixed to that. We are given with support value and we are given with the confidence value. So support value is 33% and confidence value is 50%. Okay, so confidence level means that within those item set, the rules of the form you are trying to find out. When given x, okay, how often you are having y should be such that there is at least 50% chance of y occurring based on x is occurring. When x is occurring, when the y will occur. Okay, so 50% of time when x is occurring, y will also have to occur. So that is actually the confidence will normally go with the directly defining the rules. Okay, now you have transaction 1, milk is purchased, egg is purchased, bread is purchased, butter is purchased. Transaction 2, milk is purchased, butter is purchased, egg is purchased, ketchup is purchased. Like this is a transaction which is showing the purchase of the items. Okay, so next we have first step, compute one item set, that is how often does any product individually sell. So thus milk sell in 9 out of 12 transaction. Okay, if you are taking the previous one, okay, so if you are going to the previous one, so milk, you can see milk here. Okay, you can see milk in this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So how often your milk is, if you are taking individually, how often it is seen in all the total 12 transactions? 9 transactions you have seen of milk. So 10 transactions of bread, 10 of butter, 3 of egg, 3 of ketchup, 5 of cookies. Okay, so first is we are taking the one item set. Okay, one item set. Okay, so at every point there is an opportunity to select item set of interest and thus the further analysis. So other item set that occur very infrequently may be removed. Okay, now what we have to do, we are taking a support. If item set that occur 4 or more times out of 12 are selected. Okay, so at okay, here whatever we want, whenever we want to do some analysis, okay, so we are not keeping all the transactions, some transactions we want to remove. Okay, so what transactions we will remove according to the support value. Okay, so out of 12 transactions we will be keeping only those that are, that has occurred 4 or more times, because okay, we want to actually go towards x union y. okay, with the support of 33%. Okay, so when we want to go with the support of 33%, okay, and we want to derive the association rules, so it is to remove some of our transactions whose value will fall below the 33%. So 4 or more items out of 12 are selected. So where that is 4 is satisfying, 4 out of 12 is satisfying the 33% criteria. So only 4 items make the cut. So that means here, okay, out of this, okay, so we'll pick up only this transaction, this transaction, this transaction. Okay, so we'll pick up this transaction, this transaction, this transaction, we'll pick up this transaction. So these two transactions will be dropped out because this is not coming under the our support criteria. So the value is 3, so it will be falling less than 33%. So we'll be picking up only those other two will be have to dropped out. So the frequent item set that meet the support level of 33% are only this. Okay, so the other two we have dropped out. So okay, so next step is to go for next level of item set using item selected earlier, 2 item set. Now we started with 1 item set, now we are taking 2 item set. Okay, so we are taking 2 item set like milk bread sells 7 times out of 12, milk butter, milk cookies, bread butter, butter cookies, bread cookies. Okay, so like this we have selected. Okay, so now again what we do, so the same process what we have done previously. So you satisfying the 33% criteria, you drop out wherever the value falls below the 4. Okay, so next we go for 3 item set. So milk bread butter, milk bread cookies, bread butter cookies. Okay, so again a drop down. Okay, so the one which is falling the less than 33%. So 3 item set less than 33%, only one value is remaining. Okay, so here we have, okay, so sell milk bread butter sells 6 times out of 12. Okay, so bread this is selling 3 times, so only one is going to remain. So there is no room to create 4 item sets here. Okay, because it is not going to satisfy the support criteria. Okay, so now what we have to do, using this we are going to create the association rules. Okay, so the most interesting and complex rules at higher size items start top down with the most frequent item sets of the higher size number. Okay, now association rules are created that meet the support level always, and confidence level should be greater than 50%. So the highest level meets that supports the requirement, and 3 item set is only this one. So this will also satisfy the 50% criteria. Following item set has a support level of 50%. Okay, so we are given that it should be satisfying 33%, but 6 times it is being sold. So out of 12, so 6 divided by 12, it is 50%. So support level is 50%. So this we are going to consider. Okay. Now thus what we do here. Okay. Now using that 3 item set, so we try to deduce some new association rules for 2 items. Okay, so here you can see there was a 3 item set. So using 3 item set, okay, so milk, bread and butter. Okay, so we try to deduce the rule for 2 item set. Okay, so here the items could lead to multiple candidate association rule. So start with following rule: bread, butter, milk. Okay, now you keep among the 3 item set 2 as x and another item as a y value. So now there are total of 10 transaction. Okay, so here x in this case you are taking as bread and butter. Okay, and you can take y as milk. Okay, bread and butter is purchased 9 times. Okay, so x comma y, in this case bread, butter, milk occurs 6 times. So 3 items are purchased 6 times. When you only compare x and y, it is taken 9 times. Okay, but when 3 together are considered, they are taken 6 times. Okay, now we are defining the rules. Okay, so p of x. Okay, so okay, how often x and y are going together? Okay, that is 6 divided by 12, that is 50%. So when 3 items are purchased together, so x and support is always saying how often, frequently x and y are going together, x union of y. So probability of x union y, so that's p of x will be 6 divided by 12, that is 50%. Okay, now again how often y is defined when x is given. Okay, so when bread is butter is given, how often your y will be defined. Okay, so that formula you know that previously we have seen. So p of x union y divided by p of x, which will be equal to, okay, so 6 is this value, okay, x union y is this value, divided by p of x, okay, so this is a 9 times. Okay, so bread and butter when x is given, so x is given is 9 times, so 6 divided by 9, so that will be 66.6, that is 67%. So we have got a support value of 50% and confidence value of 67%. So support is 50%, confidence level for that particular rule is 67%. So the rule meets out a threshold, that we were given a threshold that 33% of support and confidence is greater than 50%. So that rule is satisfying that. Okay, so when we are having bread and butter, milk is also purchased. So this is a rule what we have defined. Okay, so now this is a first valid association rule from this data set. When bread and butter is given, milk is also likely to be purchased. So with a support of 50% and confidence of 67%. So confidence of 67% is support of 50%. Okay, so this is a new rule what we have formed using the given support and confidence level threshold. Okay, so in exactly the same way, other rules can also be considered for the validity. Okay, now consider the rule milk bread butter. Okay, okay, out of 12 transactions, milk bread occurs 7 times and milk bread butter occurs 6 times. So support level is 6 divided by 12, 50%. So confidence level will be 6 divided by 7, we are getting 84%. So now that means 50 and 84. So we were given 33 and 50%. So both are satisfying. So we can keep even this rule. So this rule meets our threshold for support of 33% and confidence greater than 50%. So we can keep this rule milk bread butter. So whenever milk and bread is there, so it is likely that butter is also purchased. So with a confidence support of 50% and confidence of 67%. So this is the second rule what we have obtained. Okay. Now consider the rule milk butter bread. Out of 12 transactions, milk butter occurs 7 times while milk bread butter bread occurs 6 times. So we got 50% and 84%. Okay. So again this rule is also satisfying our threshold. So 50%, okay, greater than 33%, 84% greater than 50%. So this also rule is satisfying. So whenever milk butter is there, bread is also likely to be purchased, okay, with a support of 50% and confidence level of 84%. Okay, so now thus there will be a possibility, okay, 3 possible rules at the 3 item set level, all were found to be valid. So we found 3 rules which were satisfying support and confidence level. So one can get to next lower level and generate association rule at the 2 item set level. Okay, now we started with 3, taking those 3 item set, we draw the 3 rules of 2 item set. Now we can take with 2 item set, get the new rules for 1 item set. Okay, so consider the rule milk bread. Okay, out of 12 transactions, milk occurs 9 times while milk bread occurs 7 times. So 7 divided by 12, 58%. So 7 divided by 9 is 78%. So now we are again we are going to, this is again going to satisfy our criteria. So this rule also we are going to keep it. Okay, now we are getting a 1 item set rule. Previous case we started with 3 item set and we framed rules with a 2 item set. Okay, now we are started with 2 item set, now we are framing a rule with a 1 item set. So whenever milk is there, it is likely to there that the bread is also purchased with the support of 58% and 77% confidence. Okay, so many such rules can be formed, okay, derived if needed. Okay, so not all association rules are interesting, but only few of them are interesting. Okay, so the client may be interested in only the top few rules that they want to implement. The number of association rule depends on the business need. Okay, so implementing every rule in business will require some cost and effort with some potentials of gain. Okay, you may be getting very good rules, but sometimes implementing all of them will be difficult. Okay, so you pick up a few rules which are really interested in giving you the more profit. The strongest of the rules with the higher support and confidence rate. So wherever you get a higher support and confidence rate, so that may know it is likely that there you may gain a good profit. Okay, should be used first, and other should be first. You are giving preference wherever you are having the higher support value and higher confidence value. Okay, so one after the other you can start. If you are having a budget, if you are having a support of that, so according to that you can go on. Okay, with the implementing the other rules. Okay, so now here we can conclude that. Okay, so association rules help discover affinities between the products and transactions. That means how closeness is there in the objects. Okay, milk and butter, milk and bread. Okay, how what a affinity exists between two products, okay, in the purchaser. So like that we can find out the affinities between the products of the purchase. Okay, and you can, if you know what are the affinities, then you can increase your sales by keeping those items in your store and in the same shelf or in the nearby shelf. Okay, so it makes cross selling recommendation much more targeted and effective. Okay, so cross selling means the combination selling. Okay, it will, if you recommend, it is increasing your sales at a greater level. Okay, and a priori technique is most popular technique for find the patterns like this. Okay, so this is a machine learning technique. So here we end with the module